Remember when smartphones seemed like magic? When the idea of talking to a computer and having it understand you felt like something from Star Trek? That was barely 15 years ago, and now we carry more computing power in our pockets than NASA used to land humans on the moon. But here's what should really blow your mind. The pace of innovation hasn't just continued, it's accelerating exponentially. We're living through the most rapid technological transformation in human history, and most people have no idea what's coming in just the next 12 months. This is the second part of our deep dive into the technologies reshaping 2026. And if you thought the first 17 innovations we covered were mind-bending, wait until you see what we're about to explore. From materials that heal themselves like living tissue, to satellites blanketing every corner of Earth with internet connectivity, from displays you can see through to artificial intelligence that reads your emotions. These aren't distant dreams or theoretical possibilities. These technologies are being deployed right now, and they're about to fundamentally change how we live, work, communicate, and understand reality itself. Let's dive into 15 more innovations that are actively defining the immediate future. Let's start with something you interact with every single day but probably take completely for granted: your screen. Whether it's your phone, your television, your computer monitor, or your smartwatch, display technology is about to make a quantum leap forward through something called MicroLED. For years, OLED displays dominated the high-end market with their perfect blacks and vibrant colors, but they had a fatal flaw: organic compounds that degrade over time, causing permanent burn-in and limited lifespan. MicroLED technology solves this problem entirely while delivering even better performance. Unlike OLEDs, MicroLEDs don't rely on organic materials at all, which means no burn-in issues and dramatically longer lifespans measured in decades rather than years. Samsung showcased massive MicroLED video walls at CES 2024 that left attendees stunned by their brightness and color accuracy. Apple is reportedly planning to integrate MicroLED technology into future Apple Watch models, and industry analysts are projecting the global MicroLED market will reach approximately $10 billion by 2030. The compelling advantages are clear: dramatically brighter screens that remain visible even in direct sunlight, richer color reproduction that exceeds anything currently available, and significantly lower power consumption. That last factor is absolutely critical for wearable devices and augmented reality headsets where every minute of battery life matters enormously. But MicroLED is just the beginning of the display revolution. Imagine looking through your car windshield and seeing navigation directions, speed information, and hazard warnings seamlessly overlaid on the road ahead without blocking your view. Picture walking past a store window that transforms into an interactive holographic display showing products you can manipulate with hand gestures. This isn't speculative fiction. Transparent and holographic display technology is making this possible right now. LG has already publicly demonstrated massive 77-inch transparent OLED panels that you can literally see through while they're displaying content. Panasonic has been testing transparent display installations in retail environments throughout Japan, gathering real-world performance data. At CES 2024, Samsung unveiled a transparent micro-LED prototype that dominated headlines and won multiple innovation awards. These displays offer genuinely practical applications beyond their futuristic aesthetic appeal. Drivers benefit from heads-up navigation systems that don't require looking away from the road. Hospitals can use transparent medical imaging displays that allow doctors to view scanned data while maintaining eye contact with patients. Architects can overlay building plans directly onto construction sites. By 2026, we'll very likely see the first widespread commercial deployments of this technology, moving from prototypes to products you can actually purchase. Now let's talk about something that might sound a bit uncomfortable but represents a massive leap forward in how machines understand us: emotion AI, sometimes called affective computing. Right now, when you talk to Siri or Alexa, these systems respond to the literal words you speak, but have essentially no understanding of how you're feeling when you say them. Emotion AI changes that completely. These systems are trained using massive data sets to detect human emotional states through multiple channels simultaneously: tone of voice, facial micro-expressions, word choice patterns, even physiological signals like heart rate variability if sensors are available. Companies like SmartEye and Affectiva are already embedding this technology into automotive systems, where AI constantly analyzes driver behavior to detect signs of fatigue, distraction, or emotional distress that could lead to accidents. In healthcare settings, researchers are conducting clinical trials using emotion AI for early detection of depression, anxiety, and stress-related disorders. by identifying subtle patterns that human clinicians might miss. A comprehensive market analysis by Markets and Markets projects the emotion AI industry will grow to approximately $49 billion by 2029, representing compound annual growth of over 25%. This fundamental shift means AI systems won't merely respond to what you explicitly say, they'll respond to how you say it, understanding context, emotion, and intent in ways that make interactions feel genuinely natural rather than mechanical. Autonomous vehicles dominate technology headlines, but they're actually just one small part of a much larger story about how autonomy is spreading across every form of transportation and logistics. In 2024, Chinese e-commerce giant Pinduoduo completed thousands of successful deliveries using autonomous drones, demonstrating that aerial delivery isn't a future concept, but a current operational reality. In Europe, the Norwegian container ship Yara Birkeland began commercial operations with remote and autonomous navigation systems, marking the world's first fully electric autonomous container vessel. Meanwhile, across the United States, companies like Too Simple and Aurora are actively testing self-driving trucks on long-haul interstate routes, with some autonomous trucks accumulating over 1 million miles in pilot programs. By 2026, autonomy won't be limited to passenger cars. Entire logistics and supply chains will operate with minimal human intervention. Warehouses, trucks, ships, and drones will coordinate seamlessly through AI systems that optimize routes, predict maintenance needs, and respond to changing conditions faster than human operators ever could. Materials that repair themselves autonomously sound like pure science fiction, but self-healing materials are transitioning from laboratory curiosities to commercial applications. Researchers at the University of Manchester have developed self-healing aerospace composites that can autonomously patch small cracks in aircraft components, potentially extending aircraft service life while improving safety. In 2023, LG Chem publicly showcased self-healing automotive coatings that can repair minor scratches on car surfaces within minutes when exposed to heat from sunlight or warm water. The potential applications extend far beyond aerospace and automotive. Imagine smartphone screens that repair minor cracks overnight, or infrastructure concrete that seals small fissures before they expand into structural problems. Markets and Markets estimates the self-healing materials industry could grow to over $4 billion by 2027, with applications in automotive, aerospace, consumer electronics, and civil infrastructure leading commercial adoption. When you shrink technology down to the nanoscale, billionths of a meter, you unlock entirely new possibilities that don't exist at larger scales. In medicine, researchers are developing nanoparticles that can deliver chemotherapy drugs directly to tumor cells, dramatically reducing the devastating side effects that affect healthy tissue in conventional chemotherapy. Scientists at MIT and Brigham and Women's Hospital have created nanosensors capable of detecting cancer biomarkers in blood samples, potentially enabling early detection before tumors become large enough to see on imaging. In electronics, nanoscale transistors are pushing Moore's law further into the future, with IBM unveiling a 2-nanometer chip design in 2021 that promises major improvements in both performance and energy efficiency. The global nanotechnology market is projected to surpass $250 billion by 2030, demonstrating how central this field has become across multiple industries. Digital twins, precise virtual replicas of physical systems that update in real time, are expanding rapidly beyond their origins in aerospace and manufacturing. Singapore has built a comprehensive national digital twin that simulates urban planning scenarios, monitors traffic patterns, and manages energy distribution across the entire city-state. In manufacturing, companies like Siemens and GE use digital twins to create virtual models of entire factories and individual machines, using these simulations to predict maintenance needs, optimize operations, and dramatically reduce costly downtime. During the 2020 Tokyo Olympics, organizers deployed digital twin technology to manage crowd flow and logistics across multiple venues. Analysts at Deloitte predict that by 2026, nearly 70% of large industrial companies will be using digital twins in some operational capacity, making them a core component of how modern enterprises function. Getting reliable internet connectivity anywhere on Earth is rapidly becoming reality through satellite mega-constellations. SpaceX's Starlink network already has over 6,000 satellites in orbit, providing service to more than 3 million subscribers as of mid-2025. OneWeb, Amazon's Project Kuiper, and China's Guowan constellation are racing to expand their coverage as well. These networks specifically target rural areas, disaster zones, and developing countries where laying fiber optic cable is prohibitively expensive or simply impractical. However, they also create new challenges including orbital congestion concerns and light pollution that affects astronomical observation. By 2026, satellite internet will transition from being a backup solution to becoming part of standard global telecommunications infrastructure that people rely on daily. While 5G networks are still being deployed worldwide, development work on 6G is already well underway. South Korea, Japan, and Finland are leading early trials with commercial deployment expected around 2030. 6G aims to utilize terahertz frequencies to deliver speeds potentially 100 times faster than 5G with latency as low as 100 microseconds. That's fast enough to support real-time holographic communication, coordinate massive autonomous vehicle fleets, and enable IoT ecosystems with billions of connected devices. The International Telecommunication Union has begun establishing 6G technical standards, while companies like Nokia and Samsung are actively developing prototype hardware. By 2026, early 6G pilots will provide the first glimpses of what the post-5G world will look like. With data centers now consuming approximately 1 to 1.5% of global electricity, energy efficiency has become a critical priority rather than a nice-to-have feature. Google, Microsoft, and Amazon are competing to power their massive data center operations entirely with renewable energy, while chip manufacturers like NVIDIA and AMD are optimizing for performance per watt rather than raw performance alone. Carbon capture startups are using AI to dramatically improve efficiency, and researchers are designing fully recyclable electronics. In 2024, Microsoft announced it had achieved 100% renewable energy coverage for its global operations. By 2026, green computing will no longer be an optional corporate social responsibility initiative. It'll be fundamental to how the entire technology industry operates. Finally, synthetic biology is pushing science into territory that fundamentally blurs the boundary between biology and engineering. Using AI-guided gene editing, researchers are programming organisms to produce biofuels, biodegradable plastics, and even synthetic meat at industrial scale. In 2023, Ginkgo Bioworks announced major partnerships to design microbes that manufacture sustainable chemicals. Moderna and other biotech firms are expanding mRNA technology beyond COVID vaccines to potentially treat cancer and rare genetic diseases. The global synthetic biology market is expected to surpass $30 billion by 2030. By 2026, the line separating biology from technology will blur even further, making synthetic biology one of the most transformative scientific fields of the decade. These 15 technologies, combined with the 17 we covered previously, paint a picture of just how rapidly innovation is accelerating. We're moving beyond screens and apps into a world where technology becomes embedded in materials, invisible in the air around us, and increasingly integrated with our bodies and minds. The future isn't coming, it's already here.